Welcome to Wizlit, where we revive wisdom literature one stanza at a time. Today we will be exploring Alfred Adler's individual psychology. The 3 tasks of life: to find, learn, and embody a love that considers what is best for humanity, to pursue and master a work that is in line with innate passion and ability, to critically observe, contribute to, and recreate the best possible society. What kind of work will you do? As for me and my house, we'll testify and give praise for every seed that grew. How will you love? As for me and my house, what is best for our neighbors is what we'll think of. What kind of community will you form and support? As for me and my house, we'll honor and value every fruitful tree that loves to exhort. Inescapable and absolute truths. One way to determine these truths is by reverse diagnosing reality, taking universal symptoms among the corrupted and inverting said commonality. The symptoms of sickness are many: headache, congestion, discomfort, and lethargy. So we can determine health means a person with body, mind, and soul functioning optimally by observing the psychotic. We can surmise the nature of sanity. Psychosis is characterized by thoughts and feelings that go beyond reality. To stay sane, one must tether themselves to the present while embracing mystery. By observing the depressed, we can surmise the nature of hope. Hopelessness is characterized by tunnel vision for self and strife with which one can't cope. To stay hopeful, one must view the world as it is, without prejudice or self-absorbed scope. By observing the unhappy, we can surmise the nature of joy. Unhappiness is characterized by unachievable goals and coveting every new toy. To stay joyful, one must become like a child with an unknown world to explore and enjoy. By observing the foolish, we can surmise the nature of wisdom. Foolishness is characterized by self-isolation that feeds a fragile ego averse to freedom. To stay wise, one must be a student for life that values every crumb of truth's kingdom. By observing the unfulfilled, we can surmise the nature of satisfaction. Unfulfillment is characterized by an inability to adjust goals, trajectory, and direction. To stay satisfied, one must reorient daily and persevere toward a worthwhile destination. Birth order. The firstborn either takes up responsibility and skips his childhood, or expects preferential treatment by basing his worth on a falsehood. The secondborn either puts in extra effort to catch up, or he carries a grudge that fuels excuses to not grow up. The middle child is either ignored and left to his own devices, or he learns to navigate hostility and competition by appeasing siblings' vices. The youngest child is either pampered into a perennial infancy, or he becomes the member of the family with the greatest ability. The last-born child either aims to become the most capable member of a family, or he is guarded from opportunities to grow and perpetuates inferiority. Styles of life. A child pieces together a style of life that offers a path to superiority. There are 2 paths we can walk down to shed our inferiority. The first is to overcome weakness by increasing strength, skill, or knowledge. The second is to demonstrate weakness until the bar is lowered. A fixed action pattern whose subconscious goal holds us hostage. After navigating both, we stick with what works and call it personality structured. Early childhood. Every child has an unconscious radar for detecting tenderness. We stunt their potential if all we do is cater to their neediness. Every child is imprinted by what we say and how we guide them up through college. We stunt their character if all we do is dispense our own conclusions and knowledge. Every child aspires to master the microcosm in front of them so as to survive in creation. We stunt their development to the degree we restrict their exploration. Every father and mother must embody love in word and action. It is not enough to comfort a child when he becomes hostile or chooses isolation. We know a child has developed correctly when their affection turns outward. The manifestation of the Golden Rule has always been our unspoken standard. There are deep roots beneath every person you see and every mask you wear, roots unmoved and untouched by environment, behavior modification, and even prayer. The child and play. Games are exercises for a child's intellect and social feeling. They are opportunities to navigate cooperation, conflict, winning, and losing. Games are opportunities to balance striving for personal power and social feeling. An exercise to win no matter the relational cost, or explore and learn others' thinking. Games prepare children to explore, interact with, and navigate social feeling. Opportunities to learn the end justifies the means, or that fun supersedes winning. The world we live in order to progress or develop, one must have a goal. Our default goal is to overcome inadequacy so as to feel whole, to reach mastery over that which was beyond our ability and control. Childhood reflects adulthood, and adulthood reflects childhood. By knowing a childhood pattern, you can reconstruct an adult's restructured environment. By knowing an adult pattern, you can reconstruct their childhood without an experiment. A child seeking dominance will produce fruit of abuse as an adult. A child prone to hostility will produce fruit of rebellion as an adult. A child ostracized will produce fruit of isolation as an adult. A child nourished and nurtured will produce fruit of stewardship as an adult. Affection progresses from self, tribe, nation, and lastly to nature. By caring for yourself, you learn to care for your tribe. By caring for your tribe, you learn to care for your nation with pride. By caring for your nation, you learn to care for all creation far and wide. It is often said the truth hurts, and facing these facts is sure to produce uncomfortability. It is often said that knowledge is power, but the truly enlightened realize knowledge is responsibility. The stimulus of inferiority. Inferiority is an ever-present stimulus that leads to refined technique. We seek situations and competencies to minimize disadvantages so as to not look weak. Community is the foundation for survival and progress for the individual. There are codes of conduct even among the criminal. Even the greatest tool of speech is useless to an isolated individual, but its mastery represents a person's depth into all things communal. A deficiency in language and articulation indicates a deficiency of social life. A deficiency in social life indicates a failure to adapt that will perpetuate strife. The needs of society determine the virtues that are recognized and reinforced by said cultures. So it becomes evident that vices and virtues are interchangeable according to the felt needs of vultures. The child and society. Every child desires to overcome inferiority by skill or by manipulation. Personal growth and manipulation are both sides to the coin of adaptation. Every child aspires to rise to the status and ability of those around them. Personal growth and manipulation are both branches from the same stem. So, a 4-year-old child who wants you to dress him or her is, well, learning manipulation. And a child of 3 who wants to dress themselves is learning skills and adaptation. The 2 kinds of environments. Hostile environments must be adhered to without question or set the bar too high. Exploratory environments present hands-on tests that scaffold skills up to the sky. In a male-dominated society, girls will aspire to emulate masculine competence. In a female-dominated society, boys will aspire to emulate female overbearance. Emotional obsession and emotionless responsibility. The greater the emotion, the more likely affection will avoid refinement. The lesser the emotion, the more likely affection will blossom into commitment. Now let's explore Alfred Adler's individual psychology.